Hello to you all, and welcome to Pyramid Energy. What are we reading about today? As I sat down to prepare this container, I saw a flame on within someone's heart. And this flame gives a warmth to the heart, as if it's just come back on. And it sort of brings an air of this soothing warmth. Like, it's a form of energy that has come in. It's an energy of love and a reignited but steady passion. As I was shuffling, I saw the Magician, and then I saw the King of Swords and the Ten of Cups, which to me speaks about, first of all, something that is being manifested, but actually you're manifesting from a place in your heart where you've become very straight with yourself regarding what's important in terms of structuring something you're structuring, a way that you're looking at something, this thing that you're manifesting, or whatever it is that you're manifesting, to lead you to this feeling of fulfillment. And so it's as if this flame within you, because you're moving through the darkness, this flame has become sort of your guiding light. And so you can hold it with you and let it guide you and show you, send you into the spaces that make you feel warm. That's your new guiding light. And this is where you're manifesting from now. And so you know that the things that you manifest, the things that you follow, even though not everything is going to be completely aligned, you'll be able to know what to do as you approach it and as you make decisions on it. I also saw the Ten of Swords twice with the Ace of Pentacles. And this is that this defeat, this surrender that you reached. I don't know if you can hear the thunder outside. There's a surrender that you reached, which birthed an opportunity. And then I saw the Ten of Cups again. It birthed an opportunity for you to be able to see these things clearly. So as if you've been in the dark for some time, and then something happened and this flame has come on, and you're able to now move forward completely different from how you were before, with a different regard for how things are assessed. And I heard, there is light in the dark now. There's also this sense that, if you were walking through a dark place and you had your candle with you, there's this sense that if the candle is not showing you, if anything is not in your immediate surroundings, the candle will not bring light to it. And so what's behind you in the dark, what's to your sides in the dark, and what's way ahead of you in the dark is of no consequence. It's like it doesn't matter. Your awareness is not there. You're very much in the present, dealing with what is apparent to you and being guided again by this warm feeling. Another message it's giving me is that all of your energy is focused on this one thing. So your energy is no longer in the places that it doesn't need to be. You've gathered all your energy into one place. And so your energy has a new focus. I have you here in the Page of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords, which is an opportunity that's been presented to you currently. And there are thoughts circling your head regarding this opportunity, what it means, how it's going to affect you, all of that. So you're in the assessment phase of this opportunity. What's crossing you is the Nine of Cups and the Emperor. And so this is you questioning whether this thing at all could be a threat to your power, your strength, because you seem very much aware that you are powerful on your own. You've built yourself up to a point where you feel quite strong on your own. But you're considering this because, it's an opportunity to collaborate. In your recent past, I have you in I have the star. I have the star and the page of wands. Why did I say the 5 of? I think that signifies some form of change that's happening in terms of your healing. So this is you shifting out of a healing phase. So big change in terms of where you are now. And you spent quite a bit of time there unpacking and being very curious around areas of your mindset that were not very healthy, that you needed to realign. And so this has contributed to where you are currently, how you feel about any move, given where you are. In your near future, I have the Hierophant and the Lovers. This to me speaks a lot. This is a major commitment. This is a choice around a major commitment. So you're going to be dealing with this because it seems like this opportunity asks for you to commit. And this is 2 major arcana sitting together here. And I want to have a look at this. This is clarified by the King of Pentacles and the Hanged Man. And so the reason why you actually are going to give of yourself into this collaboration is because there's an awareness within you that there is a new skill, a new power that's going to be born within you by committing to this project or this collaboration. And there's also an awareness here that there's certain things you can't do on your own. And so this is a choice you're making for the purposes of your personal growth. So you're realizing that this is still very much about you. In the top of mind, I have you in the 9 of Wands and the 10 of Swords. And so this is a real consideration around whether this is going to leave you stressed. What we're dealing with here is questions around whether you can commit to something when you don't know how it's going to turn out. Now you're adding another person into the equation. And so while you are okay moving a certain way, once you add another element, another decider, another guide, another leader in the situation, this is on your mind. This is something you're really considering. And in your subconscious, I have the 5 of Pentacles and the Moon, which is this going to jeopardize me? Especially now that I can't actually see what's to come. And there are a lot of things around it that I can't see. Is this going to jeopardize me? Is this going to compromise me? In your advice, it says, there's the Page of Swords and Temperance, which says, Rome wasn't built in a day. Take it easy. Figure things out gradually. There's no need to panic. Every new opportunity is going to have question marks around it. The reality is that it's not just you. There's other people. And so this assessment is always going to have to happen, no matter what kind of collaboration you go into. There's no sure thing. There is no sure thing. And so they're saying here, take it easy and figure it out. Stay open. See how it goes. In your surrounding factors, I have the 2 of Pentacles with the 4 of Wands. There's an innocence that is lifting out of these cards. And so that's what's surrounding you, the person or the people that you're dealing with. There is I want to use the word innocence, but what's coming out is naivety, as if their outlook is not as cautious as yours. And they're just trying to figure out how to get the best out of the situation, how to bring out the most enjoyment out of the situation. There's more, there's a freedom around their approach. There's a freedom around their approach. You're much more cautious. In the area of what you want the most and what you fear the most, I have Ace of Cups and the King of Swords. And so what you really want here is for this to be an opportunity worth your while, for you to be able to reap the things that you feel like are sitting in this opportunity. You want to be able to get these out, but you're quite clear that it's going to have to be aligned with your way of thinking. By this, I mean, it has to be true. It has to make sense. It has to balance out. It has to, so you're not going to be led, you don't want to be led in a direction that goes against all the things you've learned already. So you don't want to be repeating mistakes out of, wanting to give someone else a chance. You don't really want to do that, but you do want to stay open. That's very much how I'm feeling you. And in your outcome, I have the Judgment, I have 5 of Cups, and I have Justice. And I asked more about this and I saw the 9 of Pentacles. And so for me, this is you making a decision through the consideration of what possible disappointments could arise. This man has his head down and he's got 3 cups in front of him and 2 behind him. And the 2 behind him are standing, the 3 in front of him have fallen. And so this is currently his area of focus. And these cards together to me feel like you're going to proceed. You're going to proceed. And you also feel like, even though there is this naivety with this person you're dealing with, that you actually can't cast judgment on them so prematurely, and that you will be balancing things as you go, and also recognizing that 5 cups cannot actually be balanced. You'll either have 3 standing or 2 down. There's no half of the 5 cups. And so it's really a matter of your perspective that you're going to be balancing as you go. And this feels like a fairness that you're going to be applying in your approach, so that you don't lose out on what you actually can feel maybe in this situation for you. The 9 of Pentacles says, I'm not going to put all my eggs in one basket. That's what that card is saying to me right now. She's gathering all of these pentacles. You've come here to grow. Essentially, you've come here to grow. And so you're going to be keeping some stuff to yourself. You're not going to be, this is not you taking all of you and like plonking it on another situation. And I see you very much continuing with what you already have, what you've already worked with, what you've already built. And so you're going to be able to keep that. But essentially, you're going to be sharing some of yourself in order to, you're spreading yourself. You're going to be spreading yourself. I had 1331, and these numbers mirroring each other for me feels like they're almost reciprocal, the numbers. The 3 representing a vision and the stabilization of it, and the 1 is sort of like you're on the one end, but this opportunity is going to give you an opportunity to see the things that you do not know yet, that together are actually going to form a better, it's going to actually add to your pot. Ultimately, this journey is going to be adding to your pot. I asked whether there's something that you should be cautious of, anything you need to be aware of. And they're saying high expectations. Be careful of having high expectations. And they're saying that work gradually so that you can extract the things that you need to extract, because that's the true reason you're there. And so this to me feels like a balancing of your awareness around the, how much this plays a part in terms of your life. This is actually not a big thing in your life. It's important, but it's not big. like perspective. As you measure, you can weigh things up here, put it in its place. It's not something that is going to encroach on your priorities. To an extent, you're prioritizing it because you're involving yourself. But they're saying that this is not going to take away from your pot. Like I said, it's going to be adding to your pot. And it's not it in itself that's actually adding to your pot. It's the stuff you're extracting from it that's going to better you. They almost need you to bring it back down to its size of what it actually is. And so not overinflating it. And they're also saying this is very much something that's going to be adding value to you. And interesting, they're saying you're going to be birthing something new for yourself through this experience. There is something that you've been struggling with, one of your manifestations that you've been battling with. And they're saying that this experience is going to bring a new perspective to that. And so you're going to be starting something afresh within your own pentacles because of this experience. There's also an area of what you currently do, where you currently are, an area of your life that's important to you, where there are certain things that have been disappointing for you, that you're not happy with, you're not quite comfortable with them. And they're saying that, and it's affecting like the direction that you move in. And they're saying that this experience is going to answer some questions around that for you and help you shift certain things around, change how you have been looking at them. And this has to do with how you've been exchanging energy. This exchange of energy, I'm not actually referring to transactions. I'm referring to certain karma that you've been carrying that kind of tints your looking glass and affects how you regard certain things, in your activities. And that's what's going to be shifting, as if it's the people aspects, there's a new perspective that you're going to be learning, either through observing the person or people you're collaborating with, or through, the way they work. It's going to shift your perspective on something. You're going to be seeing certain things differently. And so this experience is important. They're just saying it's not like going to match what you're doing. It's an experience. It's going to shift your perspective in a way that's able to see how you can reduce this energy exhaustion that you've experienced at times, and you're going to intuitively know what to adjust. It's like you're going to be looking at stuff, and then you're already going to be able to go back and see, I can do it like this rather, I can do it like that rather, I can look at it differently. It's gonna sort of, this is very much about perspective and lifting certain heavy things you've been carrying. The way you've been looking at stuff's going to shift and actually make what you do easier. It looks like it's also going to make your decision-making process easier, quicker. Like you're not going to stress so much around changes and making decisions. Perspective. It's interesting what perspective can do. I have not seen this before. It's like your perspective on how you look at things is going to lift. So there's a lot of heaviness that you tend to carry with you that overloads and ends up making you spend more energy on changes and making decisions and all the thoughts looping in your head. You're going to realize that, firstly, you are actually smarter than you think. I sound like Dr. Seuss now. You're smarter than you think. You're more agile than you think. And you're actually quite good at making decisions. Your intuition is actually quite sharp. It feels very weird to say this to you because you know that your intuition is strong. But I think that's what I mean, that it's sharp. And I see while you've kind of moved out of this healing phase that you've been in, You've moved out of it. But there has been this sort of like knock, 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 knock. Maybe I'm still healing. This situation is going to lift that too. It's like going to like give you that stamp of approval that you've done enough for now. Like you can keep it moving now. So you're not going to constantly be like, wake up in the morning, am I still healing? Am I still healing? You know, you're always healing, yes, but this is going to be very lifting. This experience has actually come into your life to lighten the load. You see, this is what happens when you do stuff by yourself for a long time. When you've been in isolation for a long time, you can tend to lose that perspective and be harder on yourself than necessary. And here I have the Knight of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune and the High Priestess. So this is being reiterated that this is actually going to be shifting your intuition into this sharpness that you didn't actually have before. And I suppose it's sharp because it's the awareness of how good your intuition is. And so now this is sharpening it. Isn't it interesting how you're going to be learning how to do something better yourself purely out of an experience from collaboration? A lesson in that we can't do all of our growth and all of our lives alone in isolation. And that it is worth it, even though it carries an element of risk. Collaborations are worth it in the end because we go there to fetch something, to learn something, to grow. And this is reiterated as well through the Three of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups, is that your Ten of Pentacles can actually be, you know, the things you're building for your ultimately fulfilling life that feels prosperous. These things that you learn through collaboration actually, like, what's this word? They can fertilize your own garden. I really like that visual, fertilizing your own garden, because, you know, you're the one who's been caring for your garden, but something external is now being offered that can help your garden to flourish. Sending you love.